friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. My name is Beverly and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make some salsa verde. We have cleared the garden out. There's only, I think, a couple of beds remaining in the main garden area that Wayne has not ripped out. He has been working hard the last few days getting it, all the stuff that needed to be took out. So we had to pick all the tomatoes. And we have a sink full of green tomatoes. So we're going to make some salsa verde. We love salsa verde. We eat it a lot with chicken enchiladas, and it is so yummy. So we're going to get started on that. I'm using the Ball canning book. I'll show that to you. And I'm using the page 210 of the Salsa Verde. Here is the book that I'm using, the Ball Complete Book of Home Preservation. And I'm using this recipe on page 210, the Salsa Verde. So we're going to get going on that. All right, friends, first we're going to chop 7 cups of green tomatoes. For these tomatoes, I don't do anything but just chop them up. The skins are very tender. I've never really noticed a big problem with the skins in this recipe. It says to remove them, but I don't. They're real tender when the tomato is green, so I just leave it on. And we're going to chop these in our food processor, and I will show you what that looks like when we're done. All right, we're going to dump this out. I'm going to kind of guess how many cups I feel like we have. There's a couple that didn't get chopped, so we're going to pop them out. We'll put them in the next round. I'm going to say probably about 3 cups there. We may have to double this because we have quite a few green tomatoes to use up. And I'm using them all today, so we will just keep chopping. All right, we finally got all those green tomatoes chopped. Now we're going to chop. I'm doubling this, but I'm only going to put 1 onion in it because my husband does not care for onion. So we're going to chop that up in the blender here, and we are going to put, it says, oops, I'm on the wrong recipe. The thing must have blew it over there. It says 2 cloves of garlic. We don't have the lime juice, so we're going to substitute lemon. We don't do cilantro. He doesn't like that. I love it, but he doesn't. And we need 5 to 10 peppers. We have those in the sink. They're kind of small, so we're going to use what we have. This is our last pepper harvest. It wasn't very good, but it was definitely enough to do this recipe. So we're going to put those and the onion in the food processor because we're going to chop them finely. Okay, now we can clean this out and put all these yummy ingredients into our pot. All right, we're going to put all these peppers and onions into our pot of salsa here. There was probably 25 of those little peppers, but you know, the way I look at it is they're getting used up. We've got plenty of peppers put up for the year, and we're going to make some fresh, yummy salsa verde, but we're going to can this. Okay, so next, we need 2 cloves of garlic. I've used all my garlic already this year, but we're going to do about 4, because we doubled this. There we go. And next, we're going to add a cup of lemon juice. It calls for lime juice, but I don't have any, so we're going to use lemon. And that's perfectly fine. They're both acidic, and that's what you're trying to do, is raise the acid level. All right, there's that. 1 cup in. And next, we're going to add 4 teaspoons of cumin. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 teaspoons of oregano. We have homegrown oregano. Let me grab that right here. That's one thing that really grows good for us is oregano. So we're going to put 2 teaspoons. That's probably perfect right there. Next, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. So it'll be 2 teaspoons because we're doubling this. 1, 2. All right. Now it says we're going to mix all this together. And it says to heat it up and bring it to a boil gently, stirring frequently for 5 minutes. Then remove it from the heat. So we're going to turn the burner on and we are going to start cooking this. And once it reaches a boil, we're going to boil it for 5 minutes. Then we're going to ladle the hot liquid into our jars, leaving a 1/2 inch of headspace. And we're going to water bath can these for 20 minutes. All right. So I'm going to get my big water bath canner out and get it ready for the stove. All right, friends, our stuff has been at an easy boil, like the recipe said, for about 5 minutes. So we're fixing to start ladling these into the jars. I have washed all and sanitized all the jars, and we are ready to get going. I get my funnel here. I have kind of been trying to put a lot of my canning stuff up because we're kind of getting towards the end here. I've already flipped this off. So we've got our water bath canner going over here. We're going to get this ladled into these jars. We want to leave a 1/2 inch of headspace. Got a little too much in that one. I'm probably going to have to scoop just a hair out. Okay, I was going to say, I know I have more jars. I just got them all. What did I do with them? Oops. No, I got too much in that one. Let's just do that. Here we're just ladling the rest of this hot salsa verde into the jars and getting them all ready for the canner. I love canning homemade goodies for us and to gift to others. So we will have plenty of salsa verde. I believe we ended up with 16 jars this time. Super exciting. All right, here we've been just wiping the rims. I have a new label here. I'm using a lot of these Superb labels. So far, friends, I've had nothing but good luck with them. We'll see. But I thought I would use these lids. They were free, so we'll give them a good test. I tested them last week in the pressure canner on some grape juice, and they did good. So y'all know my motto: if it's free, it's for me. 4 jars are my favorite, but so far I've had good luck with these, so we will see. Okay, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 half pints in there, and we got 2 more to go in, but that is not a good ring. I ran out of spice, but I have some tomatoes I'm roasting here, and I wanted to make some salsa with them, so we're going to do that really quick. These smell amazing. I may have got them a little roasty toasty on the bottom, but we're going to get them in the food processor along with one of our jars of home canned tomatoes. And we're going to make some salsa. I thought this would be something good to do with these last thing of tomatoes. They smelled so wonderful cooking in the oven. So we're going to pop these in our food processor here and process them up. Boy, I got them roasty toasty now. That's okay though, that just adds flavor. Okay, and I've got a jar of home canned tomatoes over here we're going to use also. So I'm going to kind of pour them in and mix them in with it. We roasted our onions and everything in the oven. So I think it's going to have a wonderful flavor. Maybe I won't blow hot juice everywhere. Smells so good, friends. So good. I'm going to get those few onions out of there. I know Wayne don't like them, but if they're cooked down, he will eat them. And we're going to cook this down. All right. I'm using the same book, the Ball Book of Home Canning. Couple of cups of chopped peppers. I have some jalapenos here. Let me see. We're going to throw a little bit of that in there because my husband loves heat. I probably should have threw these in the oven too. We're going to throw that in there. The vinegar, we're going to put that in. And all right, friends, we got our hot peppers in there. We're going to add a little cumin. I poured a half of a cup of vinegar in here, a teaspoon of sugar, hot pepper sauce, and a teaspoon and a half of cumin. There's that. I have some of mine. I know in the fridge. It's just a teaspoon, so I'll use a teaspoon of this hot pepper sauce. This is my jalapeno homemade hot sauce. I love it. My husband loves hot salsa. A teaspoon and a half of salt. Okay, we're going to mix all that in. We're going to get all this cooking, and I'm going to put a little red pepper flake. We don't like oregano in ours, so I'm not putting any in it. But I believe I have some red pepper flake here. Yep. We're going to put a little bit of that in. Just a dab. I think that will be wonderful. We're just going to bring this up. Let's give it a taste and see if it needs anything. Oh, that's good. Hot, spicy, but good. I actually think I'm going to add another can of tomatoes. I think I got a little too salty. Whew. Okay, I just grabbed one of our small jars of tomatoes. I got that a little too salty. Got a new spoon here. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh yeah, that's good. I think he'll love that. The flavor of the tomatoes is so yummy. All right, we'll be back when we get this to a simmer. All right, friends, we've got about 9 minutes left on our first batch of salsa verde. What we're going to do is get these jars filled, get all the rims wiped, all that good stuff, get them ready for the canner, and then we'll swap these out so we can get a second batch with the 2 jars of salsa verde and the rest of our fire roasted salsa. So here we go. All right, we're going to get our salsa jarred up. It is so beautiful. Looks so pretty. All those peppers in there. Wayne's going to love this because I put quite a few of our homegrown diced jalapenos in there. We're going to get these jarred so we can put this in with our last batch of salsa verde. This is all from the garden, friends. This was our last harvest. This was everything from the garden. We were so blessed this year with such an abundance of tomatoes. And I'm so thankful for everyone. God truly blessed us. And we will not let any of it go to waste. We will use every bit of it. So we're going to get this last little dab poured up, and there's just a little bit left. I think I'm going to look and see if we've got an open jar in the fridge. And it's really, yeah, we do. Okay. I was fixing to say, it's really not likely us not to have a jar in the fridge. We're going to put this on there. I'm actually going to pour a hair of that back. We got just a little too much in it. And we are going to pour with the little dab because I don't like to waste anything. If I'm putting the effort in, we're going to do something with it. We're going to get that. We're just going to put it back in the fridge. And then we'll have 4 jars of salsa just from those tomatoes. I did add a couple jars of our home canned tomatoes so I'd have enough for a batch, but we eat a lot of salsa, so it's probably better that way. But all we're going to do is wipe our rims to our jars. Salsa is like a food group for us. And we're going to get our new lid, which I washed all these a while ago, on, and ring. I'm probably going to have to go grab some more ring. All right, our first batch is done. And I'm so upset. I think I can get it out without messing it up, but one of our rings popped off. I've had more trouble with that this year than I've ever in my whole canning life had. I had some in the pressure canner blow their tops, and I've never had that happen. I don't know what is going on with the jar companies, but see, there's another one. Looky there. Oh, that's hot too. But something's going to have to give. People put too much time and money into canning to have a lid failure like that. So I'll just put those in the refrigerator, but still, it's very disappointing. And it's the rings too, not just the seals, it's the rings. All right. The canner reloaded with our 6 jars here. We have 2 salsa verdes and 4 salsas. And we're going to get the lid on, and they're going to go, well, the salsa verde is going to go for 20 minutes. And then at 20 minutes, we'll take it out. And the actual salsa is going to go for 40 minutes. So I need to add just a little bit of water to this. So I'm going to get this pot and add a little dab of water. That makes me happy. All right, we're going to have to let that come back up to a boil. And then we'll start our timer. All right, I'm going to give you a little tour of our messy pantry. This is one shelf. You'll see I have canned food just kind of tucked every which way that I can do it. Nothing fancy. I have a whole shelf here of canned food. We always keep a little extra groceries on hand because we live so far from the grocery store. We love to buy the number 10 cans of food also in case there's ever a time of crisis. This is all store-bought food. I usually buy all this from Sam's Club. I order in bulk so we don't have to do it very often. Same with over here. We try to keep a little bit of everything and put those things up so that we don't have to buy as many groceries, but you know how that goes. Moving to this side, we've got lots of meats, jams and jellies, things like that, barbecue sauces. I try to keep all that in this section. And we have a lot of lard too. I've got cases of home rendered lard. I've got some cases stacked down here. I know you're not supposed to, but friends, I am out of space. We have had so much blessings this year from our garden, so we have just got food everywhere. And then here is our last one. Like I said, I know they're stacked on top of each other, but we have a ton of food here. And I keep all my bulk sugar, flour, cornmeal, the self-rising flour, all that there. All my canning supplies, soap making stuff, all that stays in here to keep it out of the kitchen or where. This is my working pantry. I try to keep a little bit of everything. Not all things are in here, but the main things that I use for soups and chili and stuff, since we're into the cooler temps, I keep that right here. All right, friends, from our last harvest, we got 16 half pints of salsa verde and 4 pints of salsa. I've got some cleaning to do on the jars, but that's okay. Anyways, thank you for stopping back by our homestead. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, friends, goodbye.